Hi, I'm Cambria Russell from the Federation for Children with Special Needs and the Massachusetts Statewide Family Engagement Center. I'm here today with Manuel Fernandez and Kristen Sohn from the Cambridge Street Upper School in Cambridge, Massachusetts, as part of our recognition of education excellence during the school building closures. They're here to talk to us about one of their school building closure initiatives called the Cobra Den. Would one of you like to just tell us what the Cobra Den is and what led to this idea?
Sure. Thanks for having us and for acknowledging what is a very important aspect of our remote learning. We recognize that this has been a unsettling time for our youngsters, and for many of them, it's not just about the academics, which are important, but they're least important, I think, than anything else right now going on in people's lives. And we recognize that for so many of our scholars, the disconnect from school has really been, I guess for some traumatizing, for others at least unsettling. And we wanted to make sure that we were able to give them an opportunity to connect with somebody in the building on a regular basis. So 3 times a week, one of our staff members, and I'm talking across the board, all staff members, will be in contact with anywhere from 3 to 9 scholars, and I'll explain why those numbers vary like that, just to connect. We're not talking about did you do your classwork. We're not talking about how are you doing with the work. They can contact teachers about that. They can ask the advisor, what we call the Cobra. Cobra was our mascot. The Cobra Den, they can ask for the Cobra Den advisor, or they can ask a teacher. But we wanted them to just have a place just to connect. Hey, how are you doing? And what's going on? I mean, one teacher mentioned today that he found out that the commonality with all of his Cobra Den scholars is that they all are watching the television program All American. So now they're really excited about being able to share that on their regular meet. So twice a week there's a communication. Sometimes it's group. When necessary, it's individual between the advisor and the scholar. But then once a week on Fridays, every scholar will be in a Cobra Den anywhere from 10:30 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on what the group decides, just to talk about what's going on, how you doing, how you feeling, what do you want to talk about, what's good for you right now, what's challenging you. And I think it's in line with our philosophy that every scholar matters, and every scholar is one of our attributes. We have what we call scholar attributes, which actually spell the word scholar. And one of those attributes is originality. And all of our youngsters are original, and they bring a special something to the school every day. And we want to make sure that we support that, and we recognize that, and that different scholars are responding to this crisis differently, and we need to be available for them. So it was important for us, and Kristen actually came up with the name, Cobra Den. It was important for us to make sure that the groups were small. Now, you talked about your role, in your professional role, and so the numbers that are large are really the case managers of students who have IEPs. So we didn't want to double up responsibilities for our advisors. So those who are case managers are dealing with those students who are on their caseload. And so I think it's the maximum, I think, is 9. So they're having those same contacts with them regularly as they work on different aspects of their IEP, but they're also able to bring the group together. And then we have numbers as small as 3, because some of these advisors are inclusion assistants. People think of them as, know them as teacher assistants in other schools, and inclusion assistants and other administrative support staff who may not know every student in the 7th grade. So a smaller number means that they can develop deeper relationships faster than if they had 5 or 6 in there. But the average teacher has about 5 scholars. We're in our 3rd week. The responses have been very good. Scholars are feeling good about being able to connect. And one group was so excited that they said, can we meet twice a week? So they're meeting on Wednesdays, what they call Wacky Wednesday, where they can do anything, and on Fridays as well.
That's fantastic. Do you want to add anything to that?
I was taking notes. And I think too, like my mom mentioned, we were looking for a place for kids to come together and just like have that adult. And we also recognize what our adults were telling us. The kids were two things: that the kids that are coming online to come to like an office hours, which our teachers also offer. They'd ask their math question or they'd watch a math demonstration, and then they'd immediately pivot to, you know, this is what's going on in my house or my family or what I did today or what I did yesterday. Like they were really anxious to make that social connection. So a piece of this was like, well, let's give them that space, and knowing that they really need and value and want that space, will we draw in kids who we've had trouble connecting with? So we heard at one of our, I think Manuel already said that we've been in team meetings with our various grade level teams earlier today. And one of the teams said, we got, you know, X kid that we've been trying to get for a couple of weeks now. He showed up to Cobra Den and he talked about, you know, what's been going on at his house, which is so helpful for us to know, because they need to share it somewhere. It's helpful for us to know, because then we can better support them remotely when they can, you know, come to this space, which I think he came to because it didn't feel like it had that pressure of, this is a conversation about math, or this is a conversation about, you know, that assignment you were supposed to do. Right. So we're finding it's drawing in additional kids too. And the other piece about supporting scholars on IEPs, it felt important because we know that the demands for our special educators are a little different, right, in terms of in terms of how frequently they should be connecting kids and how they can be supporting them. And we know that some stigma can exist for kids around, you know, oh, I have to meet with Miss So-and-so. That same stigma that can exist in school can exist, I think, remotely too, and prevent them from showing up to a meeting. Mm-hmm. But by making the Cobra Den that space, it kind of, again, gives them an in to meet with that adult in a way that, you know, in a traditional setting, they might like, no, I don't need to go there. That adult still gets FaceTime for them in a really meaningful way. And that adult in that child's situation has a bigger picture of who they are anyway. So it makes those connections much more meaningful. And again, is a bit of a hook to get kids in a new and different way too, so we can know what's going on.
Well, I just want to say one other thing that has come out of the Cobra Dens is great opportunity for us. You know, we launched the Cobra Dens before the April vacation and before the notice that we'd be closed for the year. So there are various conversations going on right now in Cobra Dens, depending on grade level. So with the 8th grade, tomorrow they're going to be talking about, okay, what does a virtual graduation look like? What would you like it to be? How would you like to celebrate the transition from 8th grade into high school? And for all scholars, it's a conversation about how can we celebrate community, which is so important in our school. We celebrate community every month in a scholar developed and initiated and emceed assembly around one of the scholar attributes. So what can we do virtually that will allow us to continue to celebrate community? So we've been gathering that information. Kristen and I met with some scholars yesterday. We just invited some to have a conversation with us, and then tomorrow all the dens will open up again and have that same conversation. We are hoping that the den conversation will inform our next steps in terms of how we build a community, a distant community, but bring us all together in a way that celebrates who we are as a school. So thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I know you're both really busy.
Okay.